Hey everyone, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to talk about the presentation that was held this past Saturday, the Psp Homebrew Developer Conference of 2020, March 28th, and that was my birthday, and I want to thank everyone who stopped by to say hello and say happy birthday, and those who stuck around through the entire stream, which was 4 hours, but I had to leave to go eat dinner and it was getting really late, and the stream, I started it at a little before the time, 3 p.m. in the afternoon, and my stream ended at 3 hours 37 minutes and 59 seconds, so it was pretty long. I had a great time, and I just wanted to talk about the presentation list here a little bit and not go into too much detail with each one, and just kind of give my 2 cents on what to look forward to and things like that. So here's the presentation list. We have Slender Psp, that's a game, a Stardust engine, that's some type of software they're using to develop the games, Goldeneye, and Nazi Zombies Portable. Goldeneye is a game, Nazi Zombies is also a game if you're not familiar with that. They also talked about the full potential of the PSP, going into the specs and the hardware and things like that, threading and media engine, Daedalus X64 emulator for the N64, Minecraft, that's another homebrew game, the DS emulator, optimization, Psp Chat, Spelunky PSP and cross-platform development, future projects, Psp, and Paint Pro. So let's get started, and if you're interested in watching the entire conference, I will leave a link down in the description below so you can go check out my stream and what we talked about on the stream. So it was a lot of fun, and I hope to continue to do these streams in the future so we could just hang out, answer your questions, and just have some fun. So let's talk about Slender Psp. That game is already out, and I plan on doing a video covering that and how to install it on your PSP. And keep in mind that most of this stuff you can use on the PS Vita. You just have to have the proper custom firmware in order for you to run Adrenaline, and you should be good to go on using any of this stuff in the future. The releases to most of this stuff is going to be in the summer, fall, and winter of this year, which is great. So we're looking forward to the end of this year with a lot of new stuff to add on to our consoles. So second one we have is Goldeneye. That's a very popular game for the N64. It's a first-person shooter, and it's about 007, and I'm excited about that. I guess they're going to port it over to the PSP, and hopefully it works well. Also, we have another guy developing or adding new stuff to Nazi Zombies Portable. I'm very excited about that. So just a few things to talk about here for Nazi Zombies Portable. They're going to add 2 more drinks, and for the PSP, I think the limit's going to be 12 zombies per round, and hopefully they scale, and they're working on that. They're going to add new maps like Kino de Toten, I think that's how you say it, Kino, and another map from Black Ops, forgot what the name was. So yeah, they're going to try to get Nazi Zombies running at 60 frames per second, which is great. I know that when you're playing and you have all these zombies coming at you, you get terrible performance. You drop to like 10 to 7 frames, and sometimes it crashes. Like for me, I always get a crash every time I end up in like round 5 or 7, just because there's too many of them and I have to kill them right away. So with that game right now, you just have to work very quickly to get the points and just keep moving. And they also talked about the full potential of the PSP. That was great, but one thing that I wanted to talk about also was that there was so many issues with this conference. They had a lot of time to get this squared away, to make sure that things were working and test stuff. And I don't know the schedule of these guys, but I would think that they would have something under control, right? For the most part they did, but they had like power failures, no sound. I was very disappointed when the guy was giving his presentation for Goldeneye and the full potential of the PSP, which I was looking forward to hearing, because some of the other stuff I wasn't really interested, like hearing about the Stardust engine. I'm not too excited about that because I'm not a developer, and I'm more excited of the Homebrew to release and emulators. So the full potential was really nice to hear, and to just look at all the hardware and the crazy potential of this little portable console, which is great. And another huge disappointment, the biggest disappointment of this entire presentation was the Daedalus X64, that is the Nintendo 64 emulator. And the reason why it was a disappointment for me was because the guy had to leave. And I was like, what the hell? I was looking forward to that presentation, the emulator, so they really didn't talk about it. Hopefully they'll do another conference, or the guy will upload a video talking about the different things he's going to add to it to optimize it. But one guy did mention that they're going to try to get it optimized so it's working full, like we're getting the full performance on our PSP. So hopefully they crack that code and they get it working so we can start playing our N64 games. They also talked about PSP Chat. Not too big of a fan on that. I guess it's just like chatting with different PSP consoles and stuff like that. I wasn't really paying attention on that one, to be honest. Minecraft. So this guy Iridescence, he's working on Minecraft almost all the time, and he does uploads every single day on his channel talking about Minecraft and all the updates that he's has for the future or releases for that day. And you can go check his video out, or no, his channel in the description. He was the one who posted the conference live, so thanks to him we were able to watch everything and have a good time. And he's also developing the DS emulator, Desmumi, I think that's how you say it. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, but the DS emulator, they're looking forward to getting that squared away also. That way we can get full performance, and they've already been testing it, which is great. And he was explaining that some of the Pokemon games are running full 60 frames, like not 60 frames, but it's running full with no issues, no lag, no spikes or anything like that. So the performance on this new emulator should be a game changer for us, which is going to be great. They also talked about optimization for the PSP and how they're just going to improve all sorts of different things. Let's see here. Oh, Psp. So that's going to be a Counter-Strike PSP homebrew game. That's going to be interesting, but it's going to be like top down, so it's going to be a little weird. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be first person shooter, but hopefully it will be. And finally they have Paint Pro. They talked about this like little program you can use to like paint and just like have fun and just mess around with like a pen and all sorts of different colors and things like that. So that's it for the most part when it comes to the presentation list, and they had a lot of questions. Overall, the conference was so much fun. Although it was my birthday and I was stuck at home, and you know, hanging out with my wife and my daughter afterwards was nice. But the conference was a lot of fun. I was enjoying myself. I was listening to 80% of it, and I'm so excited to see the PSP homebrew scene just get revived. This is pretty much like a revival to what we love most, and that's the PSP homebrew scene. And I love it just because it's going to help my channel grow a little bit, hopefully in the future. And I got to keep thanking these guys, all these developers, and try to shout them out in future videos. When I'm, doing these tutorials, I have to do a better job in giving the credit to these developers that work a lot of time, put a lot of time and effort into some of the stuff that takes a lot of time, right? So they're putting all their passion into this, and it's great, and I'm so happy to see this happen in 2020. At least we're looking forward to something here this year. That is great. And yeah, I'm excited to get into all these different homebrew, all these different emulators, and just have a great time. The conference did have a few issues here and there, but you know what, I wouldn't bust their balls too much about it. They did a great job overall. And I think the one thing I would have changed is the questions. They took way too much time in answering questions and trying to answer every single question and go through all the chats and things like that. I think they should have cut the time a little bit there and limit to like 5-7 questions or 10 questions that are very good questions, not just every single question that people were asking. But they were trying their best to filter out and get the best questions out there for the developer to answer and things like that. So that is pretty much it for this one, you guys. Thank you so much for listening, for watching. And if you have any questions, please comment down below. And I apologize for my commentary, it's not that great. I'm still working on it. If you enjoyed it, give it a thumbs up. It really helps me out a lot. And if you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video in the future. We're going to be covering every single thing that drops moving forward. Thank you, take care, and I will see you on the next one.